wasn't focused on who he was, thinking that I was failing as a mom. You stick it on the boob, say, no, quiet, he's fine. Well, what the heck is a tongue tie? What does that have to do with breastfeeding, right? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're gonna be talking about 5 mistakes that I felt like I made as a first-time mom. So if you feel like you can benefit from this video, then keep on watching. The first thing I wanna talk about is not being in the moment with my child. When I go back and think about how I was when Scotty was a little baby, I remember being like, oh man, I can't wait till he walks. Or I would go back and think, oh man, I remember when he was a newborn and I missed those snuggles and I wasn't very excited. I mean, I was really excited, but I wasn't focused on who he was as, you know, that baby and what he could do then. I was too focused on like what he was, and I would be really sad about that because it was gone. And then I would look in the future and be like, I can't wait until he does this because it's gonna be super fun. And so if I could go back, I would have been like, Liz, just be in the moment, get excited about who he is now, because yes, it's gonna be super exciting in the future, but you're gonna miss what's going on right now. The second thing I want to talk about is not being direct when people would give me advice. And this isn't in like a super aggressive way. It just, I was so mentally exhausted, I think, from getting advice that always conflicted each other. If I could go back, I would say something like, thank you so much for that advice. You obviously really care about me and my baby. And just leave it at that. When I would absorb that information, I would constantly contradict what I had planned for my baby. So for example, if I had someone tell me,
you need to wake your baby up every 2 hours,
and then someone else would tell me,
you need to let your baby sleep through the night and not wake them up.
Then I would be racking my brain at 2 a.m. like thinking that I was failing as a mom because I'm waking up my baby or I'm not waking up my baby. So if I could go back, I would just say, you know, Liz, trust your instincts, do what's best for you and your child, and be grateful that people care about you and want to give you advice, but take it and put it away and not dwell on it so much that you go insane. Number 3 is stop Googling everything. If I could go back, I would tell myself, Liz, your child's okay, calm down, stop Googling that. He doesn't have that rare disease that only 1 in a million kids get. Chill out.
He's fine.
And if you have that little voice in your head that's like,
well, what if he's that 1 in a million babies that, you know, has that special disease and then he's
say, no, quiet, he's fine. No, stop. Sometimes I feel like I psyched myself out and I wish I would have just wrote down the list of questions that I had and given them to my doctor at the next appointment. I definitely had nights where I was freaking out and I should have been totally fine, and I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, you are a psycho. The 4th mistake that I feel like I made is I did not take a breastfeeding course or breastfeeding class. I went into my pregnancy knowing that I was wanting to breastfeed my kid, and I just honestly thought, oh, well, you just take the baby, you stick it on the boob, and it eats every 2 to 3 hours. Done. Drop the mic. Let me tell you, sis, that ain't how it works. Unless you are one of those blessed goddesses that produces, you know, gallons of whole fat milk and the baby is perfectly fine and you guys are good to go. Bless you, bless your soul, bless your baby. You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. But for me and my boobies, I personally have to work on my supply, and I didn't know how to do that. I did not know what a good latch was. Both of my children both had tongue ties, and I'm like, well, what the heck is a tongue tie? What does that have to do with breastfeeding, right? What you can learn from this mistake is if you want to breastfeed your baby, pump, do both, do formula feed or breastfeed, whatever way you want to feed your baby, go into it with some sort of education on that specific way to feed. 1, it's gonna relieve a lot of stress. You're gonna feel like you know what you're doing 100%, and I'm telling you, you're gonna sleep better at night, your baby's gonna sleep better, and it's gonna be great. The 5th mistake that I feel like I made is forgetting about my relationship with my husband. I was just so freaking excited to be a mom that I think that I put our relationship on the back burner, but I do wish I would have stuck to date nights every week, still like spent time with each other, growing our relationship, making sure that we were continuing our relationship emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally. Sorry, Mom. Don't forget that you know what's best for you and your baby, and to have confidence because you are a great mom. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it or found something helpful, then comment below and tell me what it was.
We're done!